Welcome to the Youth1 Spotlight. I am your host, Youth1's Ryan Oliver, and today I'm excited because I have one of the rising talents from the 2027 class, Elijah Pitre. Elijah, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. Elijah, I'm really excited to have you join me. You're a California-based athlete with a ton of potential. I want to learn more about you and what you got going on, how you're feeling about your game, your goals, and things of that nature. I want to start with how you feel about your game right now. Tell me about maybe the progress you've made over the past year with your game and how you're feeling about it.
I feel like I've made a good amount of growth since my last year, starting off as a rookie, having no experience really playing the sport. But I feel like it's a natural thing for me, playing the game. It's just something I really enjoy. And I feel like I've really gotten better all over the field. Basically, I've had a lot of experience at defensive lineman, offensive lineman, just various positions. And I feel like I've made, great progress.
Yeah, in terms of your position, I know you refer to yourself as an athlete. That means you play a variety of positions, can impact the game from a variety of spots on the field. Tell me a little bit about the positions that you do play, and more specifically, and what you enjoy about those positions.
So I was playing defensive lineman for this tackle season, running back. I really enjoy playing defensive tackle and defensive end because it was just very easy for me, and I was right there at the contact. I could go get the ball at any time I wanted to, and it was just really easy to understand. It was quick for me to understand. It was just like a snap of the fingers. I understood everything, and I was ready to go. And it just kind of helped me get more physical in the game and kind of made me able to contact with people more.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then at last year when I had just started playing as a rookie, I was a linebacker, and I enjoyed that position because it like showed me it made the game like fun for me, and that's what I really enjoyed because it was kind of like you're like a cornerback-ish, safety-ish, but you're not quite there yet. And, you can kind of as a defensive lineman, it's harder to get interceptions and whatnot, and kind of be really involved in the play, or you know what I'm saying. But as a linebacker, it's kind of easier, and you know what I'm saying. It's more fun.
Yeah, I get that totally. Is there a position you've kind of gravitated more towards, like you look at and say, okay, like if I had to pick one to focus on going forward, this would be the one, or are you just still kind of figuring that out?
I've kind of like leaned more towards the linebacker position because it was just something that when I started playing, I was introduced to that position, and it kind of was like, well, I like to do this, and I felt like it was very natural for me.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say your strengths are right now in terms of your, out there on the field? What do you feel like you're good at?
Right now, I feel like my speed, just compared to some other athletes, kind of gives me an advantage, and um, how I know the game, kind of. So it's like my natural instincts on how to play and stuff. I feel like that just helps me become a better athlete. But I also feel like my just my strength in a one way because although I'm like a kind of skinny person, you know what I'm saying, a very slim person,
Yeah.
I got like, a lot of strength. So it's like that helps me out in a major ways, especially playing it on the line. Because with my speed and my strength, I could kind of get through there easily and sack the quarterback, or that linebacker. It's easy to make tackles and be in the contact and stuff.
Do you are you the type of athlete that likes you like contact, you like that, like making the big hit? Is that something that you like?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay, cool, man. I think that's awesome. I think you're at that kind of like finding yourself stage of it, and that's the fun part where you're just kind of you're playing a bunch of different spots. You're learning the game. You're trying to figure out what you like to do, and just have fun, man. I think that's awesome that you're kind of finding your way and you're really enjoying the linebacker position among other positions, and that you have that versatility to make plays, use your speed, enjoy it. I think that's really awesome. You're kind of finding your way. What attributes would you say you bring to a team?
I just feel like I kind of like just I feel like I bring good energy and stuff to the team. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I get everybody kind of like active, ready to play and hyped up, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I also like when I'm on the field and I'm playing, I feel like I can kind of help out, and I feel like I can help people that don't know what's necessarily going on. I can help them learn what's going on. And I'm just like easy to communicate with, and I'm a good learner. I feel like
Yeah.
um I like to absorb quickly. So I feel like when I'm on your team, it's like I'll help. I'm listening. I'm helping others, and I'm bringing good energy. I'm come ready to play.
Yeah, no, I feel like that ties right into my next question, which I was going to ask you about your leadership. It seems like you kind of like to, lead by the vocal part, like getting your guys pumped up, getting your teammates pumped up. But also, I feel like you like to lead by example, just based on some of the answers you've given me so far. But I want, in your own words, how would you describe your leadership style?
I feel like when I lead, I like to like kind of explain it and show you what I'm doing, or like explain to you and show you what I'm saying.
Right.
Because I feel like when you're all verbal, not everybody's gonna learn that way. So you gotta kind of show people so they can have it in their head and they can kind of replay it and go back to that moment, like, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. Because for me myself, when I listen to other people or I try and study other people, I can't always remember off what I hear, so I have to like see them. That's why I have to go back and like watch film and
Right.
take notes and stuff like that. So I really feel like when I go back and I just think about it again, just certain things like when a coach tells me how to play a certain position, I feel like when they walk me through it, it gives me a better example. So I feel like leading by example, kind of type of leadership style that I have.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's cool that you can kind of identify your leadership style, and you'll continue to grow into that as you, kind of evolve in the game and get more confident in your skill set and all that stuff. So I think that's really cool, Elijah. You kind of, I feel like you're very grounded and you have an idea of who you are and what you're trying to do out there. So I think that's really cool. I want to ask you, if I've never seen you play before and I come to a game where you're playing, what can I expect to see from you?
You can expect me to try and be as physical as I can be and give my all, because when I go out there, I try my hardest and I'm as physical as I can be with the play. Uh, Anytime I'm in the game, I'm trying my hardest and I'm going as fast as you can. So when you see me out there, you can kind of expect me to be like giving it full effort. And I'm not most of the time when I'm playing, I'm not a very like joking around person. I mean, I'm kind of sometimes it's dependent on the game, but
Yeah.
when I'm out there, you see me, I'm very like serious. I'm very like in my head, just observing and stuff.
Yeah. I think that's cool, man. That's awesome. I love how detailed you are with your answers. I think that just shows you got a good head on your shoulders. So, keep up the good work. I want to ask you a little bit about your goals, Elijah. Where, in terms of not just football but also life, in addition to football, what are some goals you have for yourself? Maybe some short-term goals and some long-term goals.
Um, a few of my goals that I've been thinking about is kind of like starting up a brand. So if football doesn't work out in the long run, then I have something else. And it's just like something that if football does work out in the long run, something to have, because you have a business, you can't really go wrong. You own it, you run it, you just have to manage your stuff and be on top of that. And I feel like it's a great way to bring in money, especially if what you're producing is like within demand. And
Yeah.
I just really want to be able to like learn more, be a better listener, because I know sometimes I can have a hard time listening and stuff. It's just a better focus, you know what I'm saying? Because lots of people get distracted easily, and everywhere you go in life, there's going to be distractions. So I feel like if you have that focus, you have that right mindset, then you can't really go wrong.
Yeah, awesome. That was a great answer. Sorry, I was looking at you. I was thinking this is an impressive, well-spoken young man. So I'm just impressed with your answers, and you got a good head on your shoulders, and I can tell how well thought out you are and articulate. So I'm impressed. So that's why I was kind of just looking at you with a blank face, because like, wow, he's giving some really some really good answers here, some really insightful answers. So I think that's good. What about football? Do you have some in terms of, are you trying to make it to the NFL, college? What do you, in a perfect world, what would you see happening with with football?
Um, I do have hopes to go to the NFL, but being realistic, I feel like it, it's very unlikely to happen for some people. Certain people do go to the NFL. I know my cousin went to the NFL, but it's very unlikely for people to go to the NFL. And I feel like what I really mainly focus on is a college. I really would prefer to go to a good college and play football there rather than just go to the NFL, because in the long run, if you go to a good college and you can play football, I mean, you're doing good for yourself because you're playing a sport you love, with a chance to go to the NFL and make some good money, and you got a good school where you can learn that and just better yourself as a person.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's an amazing way to look at it, because the NFL is only a small percentage of the athletes, that are trying to get there, but you can always fall back on the education and having a smart mind and kind of, that type of thing. So I think that answer totally makes sense. Elijah, I ask every athlete this question that's interviews with me for the first time. It's a very important question. What's in your headphones before a big game to get you pumped up, to go out there and make plays?
Oh, that's a tough question.
I know, right?
Uh, Dang, they got a lot of songs out there. I'll
Is there
probably
an
have,
artist that you like, maybe? Is there an artist you like? If I put on some Lil Baby, I get hype or something like that. You don't have to be Lil Baby, but
yeah, I'll probably say I've been listening to you a little bit of Young Slowly. That kind of get me hyped before the games.
okay. All right, cool, man. I love asking that question because I get some good answers. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It just it from artists to people say I listen to like just the most random music you could think of. I always gotta ask because it's I get some interesting answers. Um but Elijah, I want to give you the platform. If there's is there anything else people should know about you that they may not know?
Uh, I feel like all I have to say is that I feel like I'm just a very determined person, and I feel like that's just a great I can't think of the word off the top of my head, but personality trait. That's
Yeah.
a good personality trait to have, and there's not much I can say for people that don't know me or never see me play. All I can say is that you have to see it with your own eyes
Yeah.
for me to explain it because I can't really explain how I play. You have to observe and make the decision for yourself.
Well, Elijah, I really appreciate you joining me here on the Youth 1 Spotlight. I've had a pleasure getting to know you, very articulate, like I said before. And you're an impressive young man with a lot of talent, a lot of potential. So my advice to you is to just keep working hard, keep working hard in school, on the field, and your dreams will, you'll get closer to your dreams. And I think you keep the perspective of, hey, if I can just get into a good college, like that's a good start, in terms of football and in life. And I really like you mentioned, starting a brand and kind of having that to fall back on. I think that's a good way to look at things. And you're a smart young man. So thank you for joining me on the spotlight. This is 2027 athlete Alijah Pitre. Elijah, thank you, man.
Thank you for having me.